Today, we want to talk about something we're seeing right now with sellers.
Overpricing, not because they're wrong, but because no one explained this.
If you want to know the marketing behind pricing and how to actually sell your home in today's market, this episode is for you.
Welcome back to Keeping It Realty. I'm your host, Martha Smith.
And I'm your co-host, Natalia Pierantoni. Let's get into it.
So we're seeing a lot of this with sellers right now, especially in today's market. They're not in any rush. A homeowner will say something like, we just want to test the market, and that makes sense. They don't want to leave money on the table, and they figure there's no harm in trying. So the home goes live at a price that feels good based on what neighbors sold for or what Zillow says and a little bit of hope. And the first week, there's a few showings. The second week, it slows down. And by the third week, nothing.
That's right. So that's when the questions start. Is it the market? Is it the interest rates? Are buyers just not buying right now? But here's the part most sellers don't realize. Buyers did see the home. They didn't disappear. They just didn't decide to act.
Then the price reduction happens. And sellers think, okay, now we're priced right. But from the buyer's side, the conversation changes. Why didn't it sell? What's wrong with it? The same home that felt exciting in week one now feels questionable. And what usually ends up happening is the seller doesn't just sell for less. They sell with more stress, more negotiations, and more concessions than they would have if they would have priced the home right and positioned it correctly on day one.
That's correct. The takeaway here is overpricing usually isn't about being unrealistic. It's about not having a strategy. It's about understanding how buyers behave in the first 2 weeks on the market, especially in today's market.
The market always speaks, and the longer it sits, the louder it gets. Here's what sellers think pricing is.
Let's start with how most sellers think pricing works. And this isn't wrong. It's just incomplete. Most homeowners look at 3 things. Number 1, Zillow. Number 2, what the neighbor sold for. And number 3, emotion.
Zillow gives a number and it feels official, but Zillow doesn't walk your home. And it doesn't know what you've updated or what needs work or what the house down the street has that yours doesn't.
Then there's the neighbor sale, and that one feels personal. If they got that, I should get at least that, but market changes fast. What sold 3 or 4 months ago might not be what buyers are paying today.
And then there's emotion. This is your home, your memories, your upgrades, your pride. That matters. But buyers, they don't buy emotions. They buy comparison.
When pricing is based on these 3 things, sellers aren't doing anything wrong. They're just missing part of the picture. What actually affects value?
Now let's talk about what really affects the value. First, condition. Not just if the home is nice, but how is it compared to what else buyers can see right now for the same price? Buyers compare everything.
Second, competition. And this is a big one. Not homes that sold months ago, active listings. What else can a buyer buy today? Because that's what you're competing against.
Third, buyers' psychology. Buyers watch the days on the market. When the home sits, they start to wonder why. Even if nothing is wrong, perception matters.
And finally, days on market. The first 7 to 14 days are when home gets the most attention. That's when you have leverage. Once the window passes, the conversation changes.
Yeah, and this is why pricing isn't just a number. It's timing and positioning.
So how do you actually get a real price without guessing?
You want to look at multiple data points, not just one website or one sale.
You study active listings, not just what's sold, but what's sitting, what's pending, and what buyers are actually choosing.
And most importantly, you build a strategy, not just a price. Look at where the market is now, how competitive your home is, and how quickly you want to sell, how to protect your net.
Because here's the truth. Pricing isn't about being right. It's about being positioned.
The goal is to put your home in the best possible position to sell quickly, confidently, and with the least amount of stress.
If you're thinking about selling in the next 3 to 6 months and want a clear step-by-step plan, instead of guessing, book a seller strategy call. We'll walk you through pricing, prep, and timing so you know exactly what to do.
Now, let's play a quick rapid fire game to help answer some common questions that we get.
Okay, I'm excited. What happens if your listing doesn't sell or expires?
You may start to get some calls from realtors wanting to list your home or claiming they have a buyer. This is because when your house comes off the market on the MLS, this is public information, and some agents buy these lists in effort to help you sell your property.
How long does the house have to be off the market before the days on market resets?
Here in Tampa and in the surrounding cities, we use the Stellar MLS, and the system's days on market will reset to 0 after 60 days.
Can you cancel your listing and relist with another agent?
Yes. However, depending on your agreement with your realtor, you may have a cancellation fee or other conditions that may apply.
How much does it cost to list your home?
Commissions are negotiable. It's important to understand there are two sides of the negotiation. There's the buy side and there's the sell side, meaning you can choose to pay your agent, you can agree to pay both your agent and the buyer's agent, or you can choose to pay a flat fee. Your agent will review this with you at your listing appointment and make recommendations based on your specific situation.
Can I sell my house myself?
Yes, although I wouldn't recommend it unless you're experienced in selling real estate. There's a lot of moving parts, and there's marketing, there's using the proper documentation. A realtor's job is to help navigate the transaction and protect you from costly mistakes. Things like undisclosed property information, legal violations, fair housing laws, and various types of laws that can cost you big time if not addressed properly.
This concludes today's episode. If you are wondering what your home is worth in today's market, comment the word price in the comments for your free home evaluation.
As always, thank you for your support. If there's a topic you would like for us to cover, leave it in the comments. And make sure to follow us on Instagram to keep up with us and stay in the know. See you next time on Keeping It Realty.